Welcome back, YouTube. Colin here, the Wild CEO, for another video. What to drink on a keto carnivore diet, or a carnivore diet, or a keto diet, or a paleo diet, or a real food diet. I really wish we could just all call this real food, high fat, low carb, animal-based eating. Actually, that's pretty good. Maybe we'll use that. But we gotta stick with the keywords, otherwise you're not gonna find this video. And that is how the robots at Google work: is you type in a word, you're looking for something, video pops up, you watch it, etc. So happy you're here. I hope I can provide some value today. We're gonna go through each of these different drink beverage options so you can learn how to not consume your calories, how to not drink your calories, how to not drink sugar, which is one of the primary ways that people get fat today and maintain fatness, is they're drinking their calories, whether it's Starbucks with their Frappuccinos, whether it's soda. I mean, I can't even fathom soda. People still drink it. I mean, it's crazy. Literally, Coca-Cola is still $1 billion company, and their primary product is still Coca-Cola. I won't get into that right now, but I'm going to give you options on a health-conscious diet, no matter what that is for you, what version of that is for you, the drinks that you can drink on a health-conscious diet, the pros and cons of each of these different ones, when to have them, when not to have them, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Let's get to it. The most obvious first place to start is some form of water. I got my lemon here, my organic lemon, and I got some Mountain Valley sparkling water. This also comes in regular water, right? I like this brand, it's pretty good, kind of expensive to be honest. But sparkling water is a way to spice up your beverage options if you're just doing a lot of water. There's a little bit of gas in here, like it can affect you. If you have gut issues and it bothers you, obviously don't drink this. But for the most part, I would say this is probably a safe option, and especially as long as you don't have any digestive issues, it doesn't bother you, this would be a safe option. You can add some lemon, or you can take regular water, which I don't even have up here, right? Regular water, and you can use lemon, squeeze some in, maybe add a dash of pink salt, wild pink salt over there, no, which you can get up there. I love it. I love lemon water, and it's just an easy thing to do. A lot of times I just don't think to do it, but you could even make like a lemon water big batch in the fridge, keep it in there. If you want to sweeten up, add a little bit of honey or erythritol or stevia or whatever's up to you. But for the most part, just solid ice water, filtered water with a dash of organic lemon juice is pretty awesome. Adds a little bit of that punch that you're looking for if you're kind of over drinking straight water. Sparkling water, soda water, things like Topo Chico are pretty good. This is a brand in Austin that's really popular. I don't really like the lime version, to be honest, but the ingredients on this are just mineral water, carbon dioxide, citric acid, and natural flavor. I like the plain, which is very closer to this sparkling water. In fact, the differences are, it's got CO2, so they both have CO2 added. So the CO2 is what makes them sparkly or carbonate or whatever. Probably what I'd recommend the most to go to as a first line of defense if you want something a little bit more exciting than plain tap water. So there are a ton of videos on the benefits of apple cider vinegar and drinking it. I think it's probably a little over-exaggerated, but I do think that there is some benefit to any fermented food, actually. I know there's benefit. So having a dash of this here and there, they can say it can help you when you're sick, help with your immune system, can help balance natural gut flora, bacteria. They say it can also improve insulin sensitivity and help with weight loss. There's some actual research that tries to connect this to weight loss, but I would be suspect of those papers. So look into it if you want, but for the most part, like, this isn't going to save your life or solve all your problems, but it could be a good accompaniment. And I would highly recommend just kind of chasing it, maybe like doing a dash and chasing it, or diluting it very heavily with water, because it can, you definitely don't want all that acid on your teeth on a regular basis. But I have a dash from time to time. I just kind of take a swig and I chase it real quick. That's just my preference. This is definitely something else. You could also do an apple cider water vinegar drink where you add a little bit of this, dilute it down, and then add some honey, maybe some pink salt, maybe some other spices. There's so many things you can do with these different tonics. And so I would recommend kind of looking for some recipes and going into that if that's of interest. Like anything to kind of mix it up and keep the carbs low, keep it pure, real ingredients with obviously filtered water as a base, then go for it. All right, next category is coffee. This is a huge topic that could have its own video. I like to drink coffee in the morning during my fasted state. There's some evidence that suggests that maybe it will help with things like autophagy and your fasting and all these different things that, coffee has been researched and might correlate to health benefits. So, of course, you gotta be doing straight coffee. You can't be doing coffee with cream and sugar and Starbucks Frappuccino and crap like that, right? I don't particularly like this brand. I mean, they're not terrible, but they're not great either. And most of theirs actually have sugar. Most of the flavors they have. This is just a dark and bold, I guess it's just cold brew, straight cold brew. It's not terrible. It's not great. But it is something that if you're in a bind, on the go, or whatever, you can probably find these. I do actually like just cold brew. So you can go into a lot of grocery stores now and even convenience stores and find just straight organic cold brew. If you can find it, find organic. And that's what I would prefer for something like this. But if you can't find that, this is the second best option. Of course, I can't not mention Wild Foods, the literal best coffee in the world, at least in my opinion. I mean, there's a lot of great coffee. I'm not going to get into the whole like our coffee's better type thing. This is locally roasted. Oh my God, it's just so good. Locally roasted, small batch, literally roasted every morning, hand delivered to us. We have 4 blends that our signature Wild Foods blends that we sell. This is the Lone Star Decaf. We also have the Lumberjack, the Mexico, the Peru Sadamo, and I think I might be missing one, but go to wildfoods.co and use code WILDCEO for 12% off your entire order. Or maybe it's YouTube 12, Wild YT 12. Oh my gosh, I always forget my code. AMU212, AMU212 for 12% off your entire order. Disclaimer, I founded this company. I'm currently the CEO. We're all about sourcing quality, highest quality ingredients in the world. And that's what I do. That's my day job. So I appreciate any support. And if you have any questions or comments about Wild Foods or any of the other products we carry, check out our Official and our collagen and some of the other goodies we got out there. You can drop them in a comment below or send me an email to colin@wildfoods.co. So obviously, straight coffee made at home from small batch roasted beans that you just ground up is going to be the best form of coffee you can have, period. Okay? Avoid cream, avoid sugar, sweetener, etc. And go with straight black cold brew or pour over or espresso, whatever works for you. That's going to be an awesome option. Keep it earlier in the day because coffee can definitely mess with your sleep and mess with your adrenals if you're drinking too much of it. So it's constantly something you have to keep in mind. While I love every morning to wake up and have my cold brew, I know that I need to cycle that from time to time and maybe just like go with decaf for a bit or maybe cut it cold turkey for a bit and then come back to it, let my body build up that sensitivity to the caffeine again. Because like all things that can have addictive properties, caffeine can lose its effect and it can cause adrenal issues. So keep in mind with that. Since we just did the coffee, let's also do one of my favorite and our most popular products of Wild Foods. Not trying to make this an ad, guys. This is something that I love and it's awesome. This could actually be added to coffee, and so you get a little bit of cocoa, and you get these mushrooms in here, and it's going to give you the nootropic boost from the mushrooms. It's going to give you the nootropic boost from the mushrooms, and you're still going to be able to remain in a fasted state because this is such a low amount of calories. This is just pure cocoa, unsweet, etc. It's got cocoa, mushrooms, turmeric, and maca, and you're going to get all that benefit from the superfoods in there. These are some of the superfoods that I really like a lot. Even though I'm doing a lot of videos on carnivore, and today's video is kind of a carnivore keto focus, I do use certain superfoods strategically, especially mushrooms. I love fungi. So and cocoa is amazing as well, especially if you process it. It doesn't have all the same issues with if you were to eat wild cocoa and etc. Okay, so awesome product. What you can also do with this, if you're not adding it to coffee, is you can just do hot water. We have customers that blend this up with hot water, no sweetener whatsoever, and they do kind of a hot cocoa mushroom beverage. Awesome. So can't recommend this enough. One of our best sellers. Super stoked about this product. And again, use that code and check it out. Okay, we're getting to a couple more. Let's go with this brand right here. So these are one's LaCroix and one's Perrier. And the ingredients are carbonated water, mineral water, and natural flavors. So the thing about these drinks that have flavors in them, it's really up in the air. I would say that if you're drinking these all the time, you're gonna mess up your flavor profile, your senses of what is sweet and isn't sweet. Artificial flavors, even natural flavors can do that if you're consuming them too often. And it might have issues with your hormones and insulin and things like that. We don't really know what it does. I will say that I notice that if I'm drinking more stuff like this on a regular basis, it changes my palate and my sense of flavor, and it leads me to wanting to crave things I shouldn't be eating. Like maybe that's some keto ice cream, or maybe that's cheating on some actual ice cream or whatever. Like it's not a good place for the brain. So even though we don't have conclusive research about how this can potentially affect brain chemistry, I would highly be suspect of stuff like this. And I would only drink it sometimes. So like I will enjoy this from time to time, but what's even better is why don't you get something like this? No, that's actually got it too. Sparkling water and then add lemon or lime instead of doing sparkling water that has natural flavor in it with lime, right? Like it'll probably actually taste better. It's fresh, etc. So that's my opinion on that. This other product is a LaCroix Curate carbonated water, natural essence. Usually I like natural essences better. That's kind of It's a much more mild form of flavor versus something that's actually like a flavor, which could usually be like a syrup or a chemical or something like this. A natural essence, a lot of times, from my understanding, is that it is made from essential oils. It's just very mild, it's very subtle, and it's, as a result, going to be less harsh on your body, your brain, etc., like we just talked about. So like if I had to choose between something that has natural flavors and something that has a naturally essenced, of course, you kind of have to trust company because they can really say whatever they want and put anything they want in food. There's very little checks and balances in the food industry, to be honest, which is kind of a shame. But I would always go for something that's naturally essenced. And if I could have this organic, I would choose it to be organic because there's a little bit stricter standards for what you can do with flavors when it's organic versus not. But even the organic label is not always 100% accurate. There's a lot of crap you can use and still be called organic. I won't get into any of that today. You're always better off with, like I said, doing straight water or sparkling water, like a pure option like this, in glass, even better. And then adding your own flavoring, whether that's lemon, lime, a dash of honey, etc. Now I got one more product that I'm gonna cover and then we're gonna break. So let's just move these over right now. We're gonna do Zevia. So these things are pretty tasty. Some of the flavors I like better than others. I notice that I'm having them too often. It really messes with the gut and it really messes with my perception of taste. So very similar to what I talked about with the other flavors. This does this to the next degree because it's so strong. So it's got citric acid, stevia leaf extract, natural flavors, and ginger extract. It's just so sharp and so strong and so much that you're way closer to soda in this realm versus something like this that is much thinner. It's more water-based, it's more sparkling, and there's maybe a hint of flavor. This is more like drinking soda that doesn't have sugar and instead has natural flavors in Zevia, right? So if you kind of think about it, like this is gonna be harsher on the gut, harsher on the brain, harsher on your senses, and it's not something you should drink all the time. But if I'm wanting to mix it up and I'm just craving it and I really want to curb a craving or whatever that's coming up, I do opt for something like this because it's pretty tasty. Maybe someone else can come out with some different brands and it can just be cleaner, maybe less soda-y, if that makes sense. As with all things, you have to test, listen to your body. If this doesn't affect you, although I would say it probably does affect you at least to an extent, and I would even say if you're drinking soda right now, immediately go to this. Stop soda completely. Go to this as a gateway, eventually evolve into these other drinks. So I hope you found some ideas for what to drink on a keto, carnivore, real food, paleo diet. These are all healthy options for the most part. Some are better than others. Some you should have more frequently, less frequently, etc. If there's any drinks I didn't mention, I'm sure there's plenty I didn't mention. These are kind of just some of the go-tos that were in my immediate environment and that I'm going to consume on a regular basis or that I could find at the local HEB here, even though I live out in the country. So if you have any that I didn't think about that anybody else listening could benefit from, drop them in a comment below. And if you have questions on them or you want me to offer my opinion on them, ask me below as well because I will respond to those. And I hope to see you in the next one. Oh yeah, like and subscribe, put that bell on. I'm putting out videos all the time, tons of content coming at you. And if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, go over to theancestralmind.com. Links are obviously below. Or just go into Spotify, iTunes, or Google and type in The Ancestral Mind and we will pop up. Pick an episode that looks like it's going to be fun. Listen to it, benefit. And if you have feedback or comments, you can drop it below or send me an email, colin@wildfoods.co. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Hey, Colin here. Thanks for watching that video. I got a free PDF for you, The 7 Principles of Living Wild. Short and sweet, not long, not going to be a novel you have to read or anything. Just a simple reference of the things that make you a healthy human. So click on the button below, get that right now, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.